Well, it's pretty clear. I mean, if you live in California, you guys must be voting under the umbrella of the fact that you just, I guess, are assuming, guessing, hoping that all this bad crap that happens to everybody else that's surrounding you is never going to happen to you. Now, I don't know why you assume that. Gavin Newsom, I mean, if you own a small business or a business in California, you survived what was very obviously a nightmarish situation with your small business when the pandemic happened. And you sat around and you watched things involving crime and criminal activity explode in L.A. and in San Francisco and these urban areas. Hell, all these urban areas in all democratic cities everywhere. But when it happens to you, that's when you decide that you're no longer going to vote for Biden or vote for Gavin or vote for any of these other leftists? Really? It's got to happen to you. Well, we got another California voter that's got buyer's remorse, and I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, the one thing I will tell you is you own a construction and electric company and you voted blue? Question mark? To give you an idea, folks, you simply would not see that in Texas, I don't believe. Somebody that does that for a living, voting blue, not a chance in the pit of Hades would you see that. Well, this guy owns a business, and guess what? The hoodlums showed up at his business for a little smash and grab, a little, let me drive my car into your business and just start stealing. And now you got buyer's remorse? Now you regret voting for who you voted for? Okay. I mean, at some point, somehow, some way, some of us are just going to say, you got what you paid for, bud. You did. I mean, it's crazy to me. It took you this long. Let's just take a little listen to this story right quick.
Stole 6 of our guitars, a bunch of studio mics and stuff like that. Rustled some stuff out, some construction on our construction side. They stole a bunch of tools.
Thousands of dollars worth of valuables, demolished doors and gates. Baggaley says the alarm company woke him at 5:03 a.m. when the break-in was still underway, and he managed to get there even before cops. But the suspects were gone.
I came in ready to rustle them out of there and just be like, you know, I wanted to at least take down a few of them.
His business now boarded up, and Baggaley is fed up with the break-ins and elected officials.
I voted for Karen Bass, I voted for Biden, I voted for Gavin Newsom. I'm sick of it. It's like at some point you have to give me a reason to vote for you again. Or just do our jobs, make a living, help our employees make a good living, and move on. But it's really freaking difficult to survive.
LAPD is...
And this reminds me, hearing him talk, I voted for these guys. Again, I don't think a blue-collar individual in Texas, you won't find too many of them that would ever vote for, I don't know, I'm trying to think of somebody that might run here for governor, Beto O'Rourke, who tried to run and got absolutely boat raced, or would vote against Trump. You know, you just wouldn't see that. It's hard to feel sympathy for these people as they continue to do the same thing over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing continuously and expecting a different result. No. And in this case, you notice he said, I showed up before the cops did. Well, there's a reason for that, because in places like L.A., they re-imaged the police. And that's just colorful Democratic rhetoric for they defunded the police. And a lot of the police force either quit or got the hell out of there or went to a state where they actually are appreciated. Why? Because you got prosecutors there that if they caught these guys wouldn't do nothing to them. And that's why this kind of thing is happening. Yeah, I mean, now you're fed up? Okay. Aaron Baggaley became the latest burglary victim in the Los Angeles area as suspects drove their vehicle into the Delta Construction and Electric Company on North San Fernando Road. Baggaley told Fox 11 that the thieves stole equipment and musical instruments from his business. Baggaley said the getaway car, a blue Kia Soul, was stolen from an impound yard owned by the LAPD. Are you kidding me? The criminals are robbing from the actual cops and are taking cars out of the police's impound yard. Is everything out there a joke? The owner says the thieves stole 6 of his family's guitars, studio mics, and construction tools. Baggaley's business is now boarded up, leaving him feeling fed up with elected officials, and you heard what he said. It's really freaking difficult to survive. LAPD is investigating the incident as of Wednesday night. Wednesday night, no arrests have been announced. You know, somebody told me a while back, because there's some family in the family, I guess, extended family that live in California. And they said basically people out there have just comfortably fit into becoming socialist or Marxist. And they've all sort of been, not all of them, because there are like over 1 million conservatives in California. That's something that always gets lost. But that there's so many of them that have just accepted that fate and they're good with it. Okay. I mean, that's why so many people are leaving this state, is because people think you're nuts. The sane people that are actually there walking around are watching the people around them voting and acting a certain way and being content with dealing with things that would be considered schizo in other actual common sense oriented states and cities and towns. And you're good with it. Well, we'll just conform. We're good. We get knocked in the head, or it will never happen to me until it does. Until it actually comes to your front door, or in this case, the back door of your business, and the wall's driven through by a car. This is nuts. It really is. I don't know what's going on with the people out there, or why they keep on wanting to accept their I mean, this guy says he's voted for these people. Then you literally you invited them into your home. And honestly, this guy's lucky. This was your business. You know, it could have been your front door. And then they come in wherever you and your wife or whoever is sleeping in the middle of the night. And honestly, be glad you didn't show up with them still there. You know, in Texas, you could defend your business, I'm sure. If you defend your business in California, a guy defended his home the other day, and they put him in handcuffs from a home invasion. Not that far away from here. I did a video on that. These people are nuts. They really are. I mean, I'm running out of sympathy for these folks. In fact, I don't have any sympathy for this guy. I just don't. You know, you got to change your thought process. I mean, say it out loud. Take yourself back 10 years in time, even in California, and go, our prosecutors are not even, criminals are not even facing charges anymore. And everybody's okay with it. Say that out loud. Yeah, it sounds ignorant as hell. It truly does. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network support. I'm willing to wager that there's going to be many of you that are going to agree with me. I mean, you know, you keep voting this stuff in. Oh, it's not going to happen to me until it does. What happens when it really goes bad? Really goes bad. They just stole from you, homie. They didn't actually hurt your person like they are doing to many people walking around you. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.